So my name is Ryan Waite. I've been an Anytime Fitness member since February of this past year, 2020. Um, some of the struggles that I had is just in my personal life. I went through divorce in October. I was actually divorced in October 2019. During the divorce time, before I was divorced, I was about 320 pounds. And obviously, when you go through a divorce, it's pretty taxing emotionally. And I lost a good amount of weight. I went down to about 320 pounds, 325 to right around 275. I want to say.
Is that when you first started with us?
That's when I first started. Was at about the 275 mark. And during that time, I was doing I do a lot of walking, a lot of aerobic activity, just on my own walking, kind of just getting out, getting fresh air. And I made the decision after the first of the year to go ahead and get a membership. And also, after talking to Demarius, he and I spoke, and it made sense to get a personal trainer. And that's when I started meeting with Katie on a Monday through Friday basis to start strength training, learning some new technique. And then I would also come in typically at about 4 to 4:30 in the morning and just get on the treadmill, and then just do some anaerobic activity as well. So weightlifting, and then focus on upper body, lower body, and then Katie would also help me with core exercises, and then lower body as well, predominantly. So to kind of get rid of cellulite and start building up muscle so I could burn more cellulite. One of the things that I've felt since joining Anytime Fitness is that it's really given me an outlet for total wellness, right? Gives me something to look forward to when I'm at work. I usually come in about 11 o'clock, work with Katie for an hour during my lunch hour. To me, it's sort of a bright spot in my day where I can get sort of the negative vibes, negative energy out, and really focus on what's important and try to make myself a lot more stronger, not only physically but also sort of psychologically as well. Because Katie really is good at driving incrementally, driving me upwards in terms of the number of reps that I do, working on my technique, making sure that it's solid so I'm not injuring myself or learning something bad that I'm doing. You don't want to do something bad over a period of time because it's going to hurt you. So for me, it's really been good learning technique, and then increasing the number of reps and the amount of weight that we're working on. It's not always just the anaerobic piece, it's also aerobically, doing planking, really trying to learn how to hold exercises, and then going and doing the Russian twists, windshield wipers, things like that, where when you're a fat guy, you don't really do a lot around doing aerobic activity like that. And it's I always come out of the gym sweating. So I know that it's working, and I know that what Katie's doing for me is beneficial. So one of the things I'd like to say about Katie personally, after working with her for a number of months now, is that she's really dedicated to her clients, their health, and real focus, their overall focus and well-being. And it's been a pleasure working with her and being a member here at Anytime Fitness. And I can't say anything negative about making the decision to become a member, and also becoming a client of Katie's, and having her show me what's right for my total health and well-being.
So, how do you feel joining Pro Plus has impacted your life so far?
In a lot of ways, just from my own personal experience of going through something that's really devastating and detrimental, like a divorce. For me, it's been really beneficial to. I think the easiest way to say it is that before I started, there were a lot of times where you might be sitting at home or sitting in your office working, and sort of the bad, not bad thoughts, but just sort of negativity starts to surround you. And at that point, you have to make a decision where it's like, do I want to live like this forever and feel bad and have regrets about what maybe has happened in the past, or do you want to move forward, see yourself in a different light, and trying to be the best man or father that you could possibly be. And I think that where that intersects with the program is that you're using that as a springboard, not only just to get out of sort of the space that you're currently in, but also it serves as sort of a roadmap to better decisions and having your life more aligned around fitness and total well-being. And I think that that's a huge piece of the puzzle. The other part too that I've been learning is just keeping a food journal. One of the things that both Katie and Damaris have told me is that it might start in the gym, right? Your journey of being a more fit human individual, but it might start in the gym, but it ends in the kitchen, where you really have to make good decisions, because you can make all sorts of gains in the gym, but if you go home and make bad decisions in the kitchen, or when you go to dinner, whatever, you're erasing those gains. And so, to sum it up, for me, I think that it hasn't been just one piece, but it's been a multifaceted approach to how you're going to live your life moving forward. Food decisions, coming in every day, making all those things a priority. Again, when you have all those pieces of the puzzle coming in and fitting into one, that's when you're really going to start to see exceptional gains in your personal and physique and your mental health, emotional well-being. Exactly.
So what would you say to someone who is thinking about doing this program like you are, but they're not sure about it?
I would say that the only thing holding you back from doing that is yourself. Is like I said earlier, sort of that negativity that might be surrounding, or the self-doubt, or the feelings of not being able to be that better person that you want to be, that you aspire to be, but it's just easier to sit on the couch and have a big meal and feel like, this makes me feel better. It might temporarily, but I would challenge anyone out there, whether you're in if it's some sort of a personal struggle, or you're limited by your schedule. If anything is important to you, what you have to do is you have to prioritize it and make it important that you're doing it every day. Right? It's just as important as telling your children that you love them. It's just as important as doing a good job at work. You have to prioritize certain things in your day, and I can guarantee you, no matter how big or self-conscious, or if you have a lot of times like a very poor self-image, you have to break through those chains that are holding you down. One of the things that I would say personally is that when I signed up for the program, I was really, really ashamed, and I still have a little bit of it. And again, this is something that I'm working towards, is the spare tire. I was self-conscious of it, and I remember at the day that I signed up, Damaris and Katie and there was one other individual here working, and they said, hey, would you mind taking off your shirt? And I was horrified. I'm like, there's no way. Maybe in front of Damaris, but not in front of Katie. And again, kind of going back to my earlier statement, where you feel very self-conscious about things, and you're like, I would never have a woman look at me, and I look tubby and terrible, no physique. And it's something that I really wanted to, was ashamed of, and that's something that I'm still working on, and it's just a step-by-step daily progress, or a daily move forward, strides forward in terms of getting that down. Aerobic activity, making sure that you're eating the right things, not fudging or cheating on your diet, just really being healthy, drinking lots of water, and again, it just all boils down to personal choices, right? I mean, where do you see yourself in a year? Another thing that I would say that Demarius told me, after we sat down, he said, what do you want to look like in 12 months, 18 months? And I said, I want to lose the gut, I'd like to have a nice upper body, and I'd like to have a nicer bum. And he's like, okay, he's like, it's going to take you about 18 months to get there, and if you're vested, so are we, we'll help you get there, but you have to stay on track. And it boils down essentially to me, right? You can pay all the money you want for personal training or coming in for a gym membership, but if you're not actually using it and being dedicated about coming in, and the way that I look at it is it's open warfare on my spare tire. I mean, I want to lose it, and this is the place to do it. I have a sedentary job that does afford me time where I can walk around the business where I work. I can do, I used to get 18 to 20,000 steps in a day. During COVID, it was a bit harder. It should have been easier because I could have gone out and done a little bit more, but I'm still ramping up to try to get into 18 to 20,000 steps a day, and slowly but surely getting on the treadmill and running. And that's what it's going to take to get rid of that spare tire.